Alright. I've got my 2023 World Championships freestyle kayak. It's called an Apex Rebound. It's super badass. But I noticed that I'm getting some water in it. Didn't know what it was from, but now I know. I got my repair kit, only $125, everything you need to fix a boat. And I got my boat. Now I put a hair dryer in it. It's making a lot of noise. I'm gonna turn that off. Too much noise. Alright. Where is the crack? It's really hard to see. But there is some chips coming off of here. It's right on the chine. And how do I know it was leaking? I put some water in it. I put it on the table. I filled it up basically on the deck with a hose. And try to figure out, and sure enough, see that little crack right there? But it's right in here. Good news is, easy peasy. What time is it? According to my Apple Watch, it's 4:53. So I'm going to get started at 4:53. And you can't quite see it. Let's move it forward a little bit. Can you see? Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully my GoPro won't fall down. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get a piece of sandpaper out of my repair kit. I'm going to try not to talk too much. It's a little piece like this. I'm just going to pull a piece off, because you don't really need that much. And I'm going to sand. If you don't rough up completely, rough up means not shiny, completely the area that you're fixing, what's going to happen is that area may not stick. See how it's completely roughed up. Now I'm going to actually, the part I think is broken, I'm going to hit it hard, because instead of having the patch stick up, I'm going to sand down a little bit. Now what do you need to know about your fingers? Your fingers are greasy. Greasy fingers? Bad. Greasy fingers means it doesn't stick. So, if you go like this, oh, good. Well, you better sand it again, because it's not good anymore. Something I learned from my dad a long time ago. That little sanding just for fun. I'm pretty sure right there, that little area. But I'm going to go ahead and put a patch right there. Then what do? Check it out. You go like this. Open up your little Ziploc bag. Pull it out. We've got carbon and carbon Kevlar. What do you think? I think I'm going to do one layer of carbon Kevlar and one layer of carbon. Ooh, these scissors are nice. What you do, if you noticed, you probably don't notice, I'm cutting it straight along the line. Oops. That was about to be not straight along the line. That's straight along the line. Sorry about the dirty lens. I'm going to put this back. I'm only doing one layer of carbon Kevlar and 2 layers of carbon. See how narrow that is? That's going to go right on it like that. It's already falling apart. Now I'm going to cut a layer of carbon. And I want this thing to last a long time. I'm going to go twice as wide. Cut along a strand. What does that mean? It means I'm following the strand the whole way, and I'm making it longer than the carbon Kevlar. Why would I do that? Because I want this to cover that completely, just like that. Boom. Now, let's do one more. A little wider, about this wide. Okay. Cut right along the line. You'll appreciate it the next time you do a repair. I got 3 pieces. Those 3 pieces will make this kayak way stronger than it was before. Now what do? I got the material cut. All I need now, a little bit of peel ply. Anybody know what peel ply is? Let me show you. It's this green silky stuff that comes in your repair kit. And I need it to be about this big. I need it to cover all of the carbon and carbon Kevlar. And you want it to be a little bit bigger than you need. Why? Because you want everywhere that you brush resin, say it like that, that's like way bigger than it needs to be. It's like 3 times, 4 times bigger than that. Now, you'll notice there's 7 shot glasses. Red Cup shot glass. There's 7 of them in your repair kit. Why 7? Well, 6. 6 is for repairs, and 1 is for motivational reasons. Okay, watch this. Cut the corner of the hardener, the small pack. Now I'm going to do this over my boat so you can see it. And you squeeze into the Red Cup. Squeeze it all out and do it like you're not on a clock here. You don't have to do this fast, but you want to get it all out. If you don't get all, look, more drops. It's percentage-wise, it's mostly resin. That was the hardener. If you don't get enough of the hardener in, it slows down the process. And now cut that. Now I'm cutting the big one. Slows down the process, and it's not as strong. This is a thermoset plastic. It's a high-impact epoxy. It's a West Systems. It's badass. Thermoset means it's a chemical reaction, and heat is what causes the chemical reaction, but it also creates its own heat. Now we're on the clock. This has a 30-minute pot life at the temperature we're at right now, which is 72 degrees. I'm going to turn the hairdryer and crank it up. I'm going to put it inside the boat and make the boat red. You really got to mix it good, by the way. What does it mean by mixing it good? You have 30 minutes. You take a couple of them to mix, and you go all the way around the outside. You go one direction, go the other, back and forth. If you have any of the resin that's not properly mixed with a hardener, you're going to be hating life. You're going to have a soup that doesn't do you any good. Okay, now notice I'm not wearing gloves because I like resin on my hands, and if you don't like resin on your hands, well, you wear gloves. Now I'm brushing it over the main part where I believe the crack is, and I'm going to brush it up here too just because I want to. But this is the crack right there. I got to remember where that is. Don't need that on there. Now I'm going to brush extra. What you do not want to do is ever lay material. You do not lay carbon on top of a dry boat. You will be hating life because you will make a mess. It will not cure well. I mean, it won't stick well. It won't be strong. Blah, blah, blah. Bad, bad, bad. What goes first? The carbon Kevlar. I'm going to put it right there in the middle. Boom, 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 boom. Da, 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 da. Notice I'm using my fingers because I like resin on my fingers. It preserves them well. The quantity of Kevlar and carbon in this first layer is minimal. Second layer, which is slightly bigger, notice it covers completely that first layer that you saw there. Why? Because I cut it bigger. Bigger. Now you're wetting it down, you're wetting it out. Sorry, not wetting it down. The term in composites is let's wet it out. That means there's no bubbles. Notice I'm not brushing. If I brush this way, I will pull the fibers out and away, make a mess, and I would just make a mess. I don't want to make a mess. Now this is the only layer. I am making a mess anyway. The only layer that you will see, meaning, pull that right up. Meaning, this is the biggest piece. I lay it on, and it's like, look, there's only one piece of carbon there. Isn't that amazing? That, by the way, is why you go small, bigger, biggest. You do not want to have, notice I'm petting it, pet, and those carbon fibers are trying to go away. Well, right down the middle, you can brush. Oops, drip. But when you get to the edges, if you don't want to peel all the edges away, then you pet it. I think I don't have quite enough there. You do not want too much resin, or your resin will what's called float. That was just a mess. Do you have any idea what the last step is? You take this piece of peel ply. Now watch. You put it on, and you can easily take your entire patch and pull it off of the part of your boat that's broken. Well, you don't want to do that. See how it's turning dark? That means it's wetting out. If anywhere on your patch that's not dark, like this whole area here, that means there's bubbles. What this stuff does, and the reason for it, is this makes it so there's no rough edges. This holds the carbon flat against the boat. The surface tension of the resin against the peel ply, and then against the boat. When you go right, see how that's not really wetted out. If that is not all the way, I'm going to pull it off. If that doesn't, come on, resin, there it is. I was going to say, if it doesn't completely wet out with zero not wet parts, I will pull it off and add more resin. But I think we're winning. Smooth. Done. 505. Walk away. Pretty happy with that. But I don't want it to cure in like 3 hours. Try not to touch. I'm going to stick this in the boat. I'm not going to blow it on. I'm going to stick it in the boat. Oops. And heat the inside of the boat. Anyway, hold on a second. Oh my God. Stop blowing it on it. All right. Boom. In 30 minutes, that will be hard. Whoa, we can pull it off, but we're not doing it in 30 minutes. We're gonna do it like in an hour. Why? Because we want the thing to be totally solid, and we don't want to push it. But in 30 minutes, we can do it. Let's grab my... I didn't use a shot glass. We're just drinking out of a can this time, but this video so far is 14 minutes and 5 seconds long, and I'm done fixing my boat, and it will not leak, and it's stronger than it was, and it'll look great. That's right, you can do this too.